Kumbuka hizo ni wiki. Kumbuka mwisho hizo mbili. Yeah.
Okay, guys, so we are live now. So I don't know. We are 5 minutes to the event. Welcome to this new cage match for everyone who is watching. So let me transition. So thank you very much for those who are watching. So today we are having Githinji versus Panchol, and this is gonna be a very tight match. All right. Just a minute, then I get both players online. So maybe before we start, Githinji, what do you think about this game?
That's for sure. Yeah, Panchol is one of my very tough opponent. Yeah, it's be difficult for either one of us.
Yeah.
He's an attacking player.
Clearly.
Very much attacking.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's see how it goes. We see how it goes. We've not played a match online, so let's see how it goes.
Awesome. Panchol.
Yeah.
Thank you for accepting this cage. So, what do you think about Githinji's player? What are you gonna do different? What is your opinion of this cage?
Huh?
What is your opinion? What do you think about this match?
Okay. Okay. It's one of the tough match.
Mm-hmm.
One of the guy I played in Kenya. The first person I played is Metu, followed by Githinji.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the match I play with him, he has a better score.
Yeah.
But I usually meet him when I did not know I'm going to play him today. We just met in the club,
Yeah.
and then I received vocals, and then I went back home. But today, there's no reason I can say I
Yeah.
was not prepared because I was having one doing some stuff about Githinji. But what I can tell them is very simple.
Yes.
Whenever I prepare for a player,
Yes.
it's always hard to get. Whenever I prepare for you, it's always hard to get away.
Yeah.
Because today
Yeah.
you will not be surprised, but get a stoppage move.
Awesome.
You see, you
Awesome.
will see the stoppage move.
Sawa sawa. So there's no excuse if you lose this cage. Sawa sawa. You guys, when you're ready, you can start. So you're starting with 5 plus 0, right?
Okay.
Yeah?
All right. So in the meantime, I'll try and I'll mute my audio because I don't want to distract you guys. So in the meantime, you can start. I think after the first round, after the first 12 games, you guys can have a 10 minutes break. That's fine.
After what? After
It's
what?
8 games.
Oh, it's 8 games. Sorry. So after the 8 games, you can have a 10 minutes break.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. When you're ready, you can start.
Okay. I'm going
Thanks.
to challenge him right now.
Awesome.
So it's 5 minutes. Yep. Okay, good games, Panchol.
Okay, let me look into natures. Okay.
Okay, fine. You find it. You find it on.
Yeah, you can. Yeah?
Yeah. Once you log in, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll be streaming this cage. I believe you guys
Yeah.
are watching. I'll try my best to.
You've logged in.
I'll try my best
Wait a bit. Wait a bit. Okay.
to give you guys a
Something.
better assessment of the same.
Yeah.
I
Tell
doubt
me,
if
are you
they'll
ready?
be distracting them. I don't think I'll be
Yeah,
distracting
I'm
them
ready
because they
now.
can't
We
hear
can
me.
start the game.
But you
Okay,
guys,
good game.
okay, awesome.
Thank you.
So we started with an e4, e5 kind of opening. Looks more like the Scotch game. So at this point, Githinji is playing white and Panchol is playing black. All right. So far, so good. So a 5 minutes game here would mean no increment. It means getting into time pressure will mean more of a loss because these both players are very fast in the end game. These guys have met before. Clearly, they know how each other play. I'll try my best to give my weak assessment of the games. I may not be that good, but I believe it's gonna be important. So first and foremost, just a minute, guys, so that I can be able to. All right, so just pause so that I can be able to explain my position at this point. Okay, so Panchol is having a king side attack. So of course you expect this pawn to proceed and try open up the king side. I think the pawn that he sacked on g5 was intentional, maybe with the ideas of black castling and bringing this other rook, the other rook on a to come to the g file. So right now, check. Good. Of course, he had to play with the rook because the rook was under fire from the queen. Somehow, white is looking fine, in my opinion. White is playing very well, of course. So now, at this point, the reason I think black played the knight is so that he can castle. But I think Panchol has other ideas. He wants to kick out the queen from that square completely. Then I think castling is going to happen, the long castling. Githinji wants to go for a queen exchange. Considering he's like a piece, completely piece up. Notice that Githinji is a piece up. So this position looks like one for white. Of course, Panchol would want not to exchange the queens because, I mean, right now he's a piece down. And this rook seems to be trapped. Knight h6 is a killer. I mean, there's little that that black can do. The check looks more of a kick of a dying horse, but the rook is falling right about now. Yeah. Then if, of course, the rook cannot. The queen is also attacking the rook on a1. So you expect a move like rook to c, or maybe a pin. Yeah, that also looks awesome. At this point, black does not have much, because a simple move like queen check, then the knight falls, because the king will have to move to e1, to e8, sorry. So of course queen played here to stop queen b4. Yeah, but I think after now rook to b1, it's lights out for black. This is resignable, by the way. I think black should resign. But I think he has ideas. Maybe queen. Okay, even that's more savage. Now this knight is under double attack from the rook and the bishop. Interesting. That move is playable. However, at this point, I think Githinji should just exchange the two pieces. Take the knight with check. He has to take with rook, because I mean taking the bishop will mean he loses this other rook on a8. So maybe check. You can check with rook. But let's see. But I think that's the best move here. Alternatively, I think he could check with queen.
Check.
Exactly. That's the best line. Then if he takes, you take the, and then you're threatening mate with the rook. That looks like a better plan, because now there's mate in one. Yeah, I like that plan better. That is so unstoppable. I don't know if black can salvage that. I mean, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, you can reset.
Yeah, that's lost. So, of course, the threat now here is rook h1, and that's mate. I don't know how you can stop that. Because even if rook takes, it doesn't stop a mate. So Panchol accepts the first loss.
Yeah,
So Githinji wins the first game.
You gonna resign? You don't know who can resign.
Yeah, I resign.
Yeah, but
I'm not getting any option of resign here. I'm not getting an option of resign.
Panchol cannot see resign on his phone.
no,
Interesting.
Let me. There's a flag. There's a flag that's written resign.
Yeah. In fact,
No,
Githinji is even
not
explaining.
here.
It's so funny,
No, that is
No.
take back.
There's no option here now.
It's there. Let me tell you where. It's there. There's a resign.
It's so interesting that Panchol cannot see a resign button.
Just try another button. There are three buttons. There's one that looks like a hand. Then there's one.
No, this is so funny. I mean, are
that
they having that conversation?
Hand, then next to it there's a flag.
Oh my god.
Where is it?
Oh my god, this is interesting.
Try the other.
The first game and Panchol cannot see the resign button.
There's already 1-0 here, I don't know.
Okay, just then play on so that I just finish in one move.
Okay.
Check.
Yeah, that's easier. He would rather be mated instead.
You have to block with the queen. But there's a resign button.
All right. But I mean, I'd put already the score for
Can't
Githinji.
get
So you're talking about a 1-0
Bring the queen.
at the
Give me
moment.
the queen. There's a design button. I don't know why you're not seeing it. It's near that take back, the one that you've been doing take back.
No, this is interesting.
Resign, my friend.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see.
Hey,
Thank you.
lessons. He's even learning how to resign.
So,
Anyway, so
thanks.
Githinji has one. Um,
Play again.
the first
Yeah.
game is won by Githinji. Let's see how.
Don't leave the. Okay. Let me look for you again.
All right. So maybe Panchol will not see the rematch button.
Send.
Okay.
It's getting
Yeah, I've
interesting.
sent. So after a game, just I'll be clicking rematch. Don't move back or anything. I'll just be clicking
Sure.
rematch.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, lessons. It's interesting that Panchol has never
So I'm
resigned.
waiting for you to log in.
He's asking whether the resign button is usually there.
I'm already in now.
Now, this is
Yeah.
interesting.
Okay.
Are you logged in?
Because Panchol has not
Yeah.
accepted
I'm
rematch
taking.
yet.
Are you logged in? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
All right. So we are back to
Okay.
game 2. Panchol playing white. Let's see if the white color is the winning color today. So Githinji is playing something that looks like oh, okay, he's transposed. Looks like a Philidor, but he's transposing because of the fianchetto. Knight. So I don't see the essence of that move really. But yeah, with the idea of castling long, he's preparing to pawn push and pawn storm on the king side. Definitely this queen is a prick. Threatening to exchange queens early and also having a threat on the a2 square. This pawn push usually is trying to open up this battery. Remember the fact that white has castled long, he's already started an attack on the king side. I don't know, or rather I don't think that black has enough time to castle long. Plus I don't know how effective that will be considering the pawn structure. But after this pawn push, I think taking was more like the move. But I think taking was a bad idea because you don't want to open these two pieces on this. You don't want to open this file. So you'd rather he takes and then he takes back. Yeah. Now this pawn is under fire. Maybe the best move is the only move is going back with the queen. I don't see another way. Or maybe pushing the pawn. But now after pushing the pawn, you allow the check on E. Then the king will not castle. I don't see black castling in this game. I am not seeing that possibility because after the check, oh, a sack. So if he takes, the knight falls on the center of the board, I suppose. Oh, he's taking that way. All right, double attacking on the pawn. That's a good plan. I've not seen that coming. But I don't know how dangerous that is. Because after the check, you just move the king. Yes.
Check.
Good. I'll come to you. Go watch your cartoon. Just move the king. I don't know how effective the sack was, really. But it might turn out effective. Because now black is not castling. But I think after knight out and then manually castle could work. So the queen is under attack. Maybe you want to play a move like queen to a6 so that you have a check on the knight. I suppose the bishop d6 is coming with check. Alright. I think queen to a6 was better to stop this back and forth with the knight. Just queen a6 is quite effective. Unless I'm not seeing something. Unless there's something I can't see. But anyway, queen a6 looks more promising. No, I think Panchol is blundering. Exchanging too much at this point will not. I think he needs to relocate his queen. Black does not have enough time. So bringing the knights to exchange, I mean, he's just allowing the king to run. Of course, taking was not a good idea, really. Neither was taking with the bishop at that point. But surprisingly enough, black looks okay. And just like the previous game, as much as white has equalized by taking pawns, I think there's a move like that. But now the problem is this check, and it comes with a fork, forking the queen and the king. So you don't want to allow this. You don't want him to take this bishop. The knight. Of course, you can take back. All right. Interesting. Then maybe you go for that. What's the idea? Yeah. Go for the fork. Queen check. No, you can't check here because of the knight. And finally, black is okay. Does this move do anything? Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Maybe that's the move for white. But after this check, what do you do? Of course, this rook is hanging. But remember, that knight move has very interesting threats. The threat to check here, of course, the pawn cannot capture because it's pinned by the queen. And of course, the threat that this rook is falling. But I think white has a worse threat, which is mate with the queen. So right now, white has very many threats. Black has several threats. This, that, which is coordinating with the queen to mate. There's this check that comes with a rook. I think here, white can even sack. And then if you take rook check, you have to take with queen. I think the sack here was okay. No, taking the knight, the rook was pretty much fine. But now there's this interesting check. What do you do? Oh yeah, the queen is under fire by the bishop. This knight is doing a good job protecting black. It is, by the way. But this bishop has countered everything. So it has stopped the knight taking the pawn, and it stops the fork. Yep. But now the problem is this pawn was hanging. Yeah, taking with queen looks okay. Yeah, you can take with queen. Now you're fine. Black is winning. But there's a time problem. Githinji is back in time. It could play a big role in whoever wins this game. Yeah, 30 seconds might be, or might be very little, considering Panchol is the first player also. So at this point, maybe take no. So the threat is still the same. Githinji is still eyeing on that. I don't know if going back was the move, really. We have a problem. There's a fork. Yeah, Panchol is winning this one. I don't see how Githinji is coming out of this one now. There's no hope. There's no hope. Because this is a fork. The queen and the rook attacking the knight. Then the queen was attacking here. Yeah, so Githinji has 1 second. I mean, only a miracle
Check.
can get him out of this. Nothing. So guys, we have a 1-1. Githinji having 1, Panchol having 1. Very tight.
Yeah, thank you.
Very tight game. Very interesting. Now we see why
I've sent you a
Panchol
rematch.
cannot
Accept.
see the resign button mostly. Maybe he's used to winning. All right, so let's go to game number 3.
Accept rematch.
So these guys are playing 8 games. The first
There's a place where you just accept.
the first 8 games will be on the time control of 5+0.
Now, is it my phone having a problems? What?
No, just try. There's like, I really don't know how rematch looks like.
No, I
Just
know.
try those buttons, many of them.
No, I know.
Really
I know. I was been doing that. I was been doing that.
Hit rematch.
Yeah, Carlos K, I agree. I see why the queen will not have gone to a6.
Have you hit it?
No.
Yeah, it will have stopped a lot.
I'm not getting it.
I agree. Carlos, I agree with you. Clearly, I do.
My friend, let me.
So Panchol
Yes.
still been taught how to use leeches.
Another match.
Very interesting.
Okay.
I don't know why he's not just seeing the rematch button again.
Let me be. I'll be sending you, not me. Yeah. Not
But
me.
anyway,
Not you.
Okay, fine.
To you.
Fine.
No, send now. I will be sending the remote to you.
Okay. Okay, fine. Now this time I'm white, right?
So let's give them time to rematch. Panchol still having problems rematching. Maybe because he's not used to these cages. He's used to entering tournaments and maybe just playing. But with this kind of one-on-one, you need to accept a rematch immediately after the game.
I'm waiting for you.
And also resign when you're losing.
I haven't seen your request, but just try and accept the same. You're not online. I'm waiting for your.
Come on.
Githinji is even becoming irritated.
Try.
So,
or send me an invitation.
Yeah, it's here.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, let me look for you again.
So.
Yeah, just wait. I'll send the request. Then challenge to a game. Now I'm waiting for you. 5 minutes. Yeah.
No.
Now
Yeah,
I'm
it's
waiting
here.
for you. Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll be sending.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. So
It's
we are
fine.
on
Let's
to
go on.
game number 3, but this time
You,
around the game number
why
3 is a bit
me?
unfair to Githinji because he's playing black
It's fine.
again.
We'll
White is supposed
the eight.
is supposed
It's okay.
is supposed to play white.
It's
Yeah?
fine. It's fine. I'm supposed to be white, but we'll still play the same number of games, so no problem. Just play on.
Okay. Okay, so
Anyway, so we are back to game number 3, and Panchol having 1 point, Githinji having 1 point. So we are at a drawing position. Githinji is playing this line, just the same line he played previously. So we are seeing a variation. F4 was not played earlier, but now it is. With the ideas of maybe this time around Panchol wants to castle king side, or rather he's starting to pawn storm early. I don't know what his plan is, but clearly this move tells you that Githinji is not castling long. This is just a move. I think b6 is just a move to say, you know what, I'm not castling queen side, so just do what you want to do, but we're gonna pawn storm on each other if you go long. At that point, I think I would have taken with the pawn. I mean, just to have this c file open. But maybe Githinji doesn't want the nasty bishop b5 check. But anyway, I can bet right now Panchol might, or rather is planning to castle king side. But who knows? I mean, he still has a good queen side position. But the other reason I think Githinji took the pawn with the queen is so that Panchol does not castle long, because this pawn is hanging. If he castles, the pawn on a2 will be hanging. So the pawn storm is coming early for Githinji, just to tell him, you know what, don't castle queen side. So I can almost bet on my life Panchol is going short. But anyway, let's see. Yeah. So just like I thought. So Githinji has some very nice plans. Bishop to b7 looks like a plan. He has ideas of like a5, and of course, once with bishop to b7, he has a very good attack on that diagonal with a very futuristic possibility. So the usual move, bishop to h6, trying to undermine this fianchetto. Of course, the best thing is to ignore, because I mean, taking would have encouraged the queen to enter, and that would have been really bad, especially when followed up by knight to g5. So c3, I don't think it was so necessary. So we are seeing a possibility of the queen coming here. Yeah, just like we thought, with possibilities of sacks everywhere. Why is Githinji giving this pawn? Alright, because this is a free pawn. Then maybe you have to play rook. No, it doesn't work really. Or maybe so Panchol is torn between the decision of saving this pawn or taking this pawn. Yeah, I think I'd take. It has worse threats, because I mean, I can even take here with the bishop and threaten check with knight, and this is looking matish if you ask me.
What?
Yeah, Githinji must have. Yeah, he's realizing that it's a blunder. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Yeah, this is bad. I think the only way to save yourself from this, alright, still doesn't stop much. I think you just take. Just take. I don't know if Panchol has those balls. I mean, I would take. Yeah, you take. now, all right. I think queen check, correct. Queen check.
Check.
Queen check. Then he has to move away. Now, so many things are happening here. But I think the king is a bit safe for now. Oh yeah, Panchol. Panchol has blundered. What was that about? But if you take with knight, yeah, he's blundered. He never saw that if he takes, the bishop is protecting the rook. Now this rook is just fine. Githinji just needs to move and settle on c7. He'll be fine. This knight is doing a very good job protecting the e7 pawn. Maybe Panchol should try and play c4. Yeah, c4 might help him. Because that way, he undermines the protectors of the pawn on e7. And now we're looking at a scenario where, no, I think you just, okay, I don't know how that helps much, because I mean rook f3, rook f3, or maybe he wants to take the pawn here with bishop. Panchol anaweza geuziwa hii game, because I mean if you lose this pawn now, Panchol doesn't have much. Once this king settles on c7, yeah, I know it's bad. How is g4 looking? All right, Panchol has blundered again. Why? Because if bishop...
Check.
What happens if he took? No, I'm not seeing the threat. All right. I mean, just taking the rook was okay. Oh, no, you don't take the rook. Because, again, oh, yeah. The bishop was protecting the rook on g8. Very smart move by Githinji. Now Githinji is attacking the queen. And possibilities of taking rook. So this is looking drawish.
Check.
Yep. After that, take the pawn on e5 with check. And this
Check.
is like... This could be a draw. Githinji should go for a draw. Don't squeeze for a win here. Don't
Check.
go for a win. Don't squeeze for a win. Just get a draw.
Check.
Simple, yeah.
Check.
I agree. So let me just be writing the score.
Check.
I think this is gonna be a draw, clearly. Yeah, finally it's a draw.
Very much.
Okay, I'll send you.
All right. So we're seeing a 1.5 against 1.5. Panchol having problems rematching as usual. I think he needs to familiarize himself with reaches. It's strange that he's having problems, unless he's having a problem with
I don't see you.
the device he's playing with.
Yeah.
Have you sent the challenge?
Yeah.
Okay. So we are back into game number 4.
I don't see you.
Apparently,
No, you send me the challenge. I accept your challenge.
Githinji is the one
Oh,
who's lying.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, let me send you. Let me send you a challenge. Ah,
So the sack was right.
now I should be white, right? I need a challenge.
Brian Mwangi. Yeah, the sack first was winning, but I think
Oh,
Panchol
okay.
followed it up
I got
badly.
it. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I agree. Clearly. So, we're now into game number 4. I don't know if Githinji can see the rematch. No, it's Githinji now who's online. Panchol is offline.
I've already started.
You already started the game.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's okay. Your time is not running.
Okay.
So as they settle, let me hear what guys are saying online. All right, not much comment. Yeah. Okay. So Panchol is still offline. I don't know what's up with his phone.
Able to find the game?
Or
Yeah, I'll get you just a minute.
he's just unable to maneuver lichess, surprisingly.
The network is a bit slow on my side. So
Network.
Okay.
yeah,
So we are back on.
I play my move.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're both online.
check,
And we are seeing the Sicilian opening played, maybe for the second time.
check,
Wow. The right squared bishops have been exchanged very early in the game. Maybe there's something I don't know about that bishop that Githinji knows. So also play this line as white. But I don't exchange that light squared bishop so early. Anyway, knight to f3. We are seeing a Sicilian dragon played by black. Yeah, guys are asking if these people on break, but it's the time taking before another game starts that's making people wonder. So we are now on game 4, and they'll play 8 games on this format. Then we shall see how they fare on the 3+2, where we're having 3 minutes and 2 seconds increment on each move. So right now, what's happening on the board? So Githinji has played c3, of course preparing d4, trying to control the center definitely, and to give this bishop some life as it is. A5, maybe planning b5. That's the thing with Sicilian. With Sicilian opening, you usually have to attack through the queen side. So if you're playing the Sicilian, mostly you don't have a lot of space on the king side. Especially now that we don't have the light squared bishop, black does not have much on the king side. So right now, I don't know if I'd take that pawn. Pushing looks very tempting. But now again we have a backward pawn on e4. But I think I would still do it, really. So Panchol has a pawn on a3. Maybe rook c1 is coming. Exactly. You don't give so much. We don't give this square at this point. Then maybe queen to d4. Just take the pawn, but you don't want to take the pawn, because if black takes, the problem why black cannot take here is he ends up having a very bad pawn on the d file. This is gonna be a very weak pawn if black takes. So you'd rather maintain the exchanging possibilities, or maybe when you have a tactic, but not so early. Taking here could cost you a game, because it allows this bishop to come on this diagonal. I don't know if Githinji should have taken. Just keep the pawn there. I mean, it's not affecting much really. But anyway, it's okay. So Githinji goes for a queen on a shopping spree. What's the threat? What does he do? Okay, doesn't work because rook takes. But what's the plan by white? Why play there? Why play there? It just feels risky. Okay. And we shall find out. So Panchol exchanges. Maybe he saw a threat of the rook coming up, but I mean, I don't see much really. The pawn on E could be an asset in the endgame. Now that they are going to the endgame, this pawn could be very dangerous because it could mean these rooks become tied, or rather the white squared rook, the white rook becomes always committed to protecting this file in the endgame. Because if this pawn is lost, we could be seeing a potential queen by the black pieces. So we are now in the endgame, and we might see many more exchanges. My assessment, still very drawish. Nothing much, really. So of course this pawn is intending to come and undermine the pawn on b3. That pawn push is very annoying. Yeah. Now that move is forcing white to take. It is forced. So the threat by rook queening this bishop. I didn't see the immediate threat, by the way. Maybe there was this check, this bishop coming to h6, which Panchol does not want. Yeah, but this plan is there. So of course the knight is blockading this rook from coming to b2. Could be very dangerous losing the a2 pawn. So this game might just surround itself here. I'm seeing this coming, but it doesn't have not much weight really. But let's see how it goes. So very good games by Panchol, by the way. I'm so impressed. Githinji also very, very tactical in the end game. Anyway. Wow, a sack. And now that pawn is promoting. Yeah, this is painful. This is very painful. This is lost for white. Because now after this, what do you do?
Check.
Yep. Now the problem is Githinji also has time pressure. It's bad.
Check.
It's bad. This is resignable. But at least Githinji knows the resign button. So we have 2 games up, rather 2 points and a half for Panchol.
Yeah, Roman.
And 1 point for
Okay.
1 point and a half for Githinji. So Panchol has 2.5 points. Apologies, guys. I think I'm having some downtime. Slow net, but it should be sorted shortly. I don't know what's going on. Should be back shortly. But all in all, very good games by both players. These guys are playing 2 openings. Similar positions, either whether they play white or black. I'm seeing Githinji tending to play the same lines, and when Panchol is black, he's playing the Sicilian. Very interesting turn on events. So let me go to the polls. As usual, same position. This time around, we've not seen F4 very early, like we did earlier, but I think it's coming with the ideas of the sack we saw on G6. But let's see. Knight to D4 has been played, of course, to allow F4. So the knight moved away to allow that. I think that's the whole idea. But I think you have to exchange this bishop first before you do that. You don't want to give a free bishop. So Panchol has to exchange the bishop first, exactly. Then after that, the interesting F4 is played. This time, oh, okay. So this time around we are seeing an F3. I tend to not like that move, unless Panchol is planning to castle short, castle long, sorry, because this move is weakening this diagonal. Oh yeah, he's castling long. Anyway, so we're seeing some change in tactic by white. Same opening, different middle game. So for those who don't know, Panchol is a very active player in Kenya, but he's from South Sudan. But he plays a lot of good chess here in Kenya. He's been winning tournaments. He's very popular around here. So even these duo are not meeting for the first time. Of course, they've met in tournaments before. And I may not be very sure about their current score on board. But both players are very strong, in my opinion. Panchol could be, I don't know, the best chess player in South Sudan. I'm not sure. That's just my preemption. I could be very wrong about it. So right now we are gonna see pawn storming on both sides of the board. Of course, I'm looking forward for Githinji pawn storming on the queen side, but as it is, white is looking better because his pawn storm started earlier, and now we are seeing threats on the h7 Oh, sorry, h6 square. Now this pawn is. Oh, this is very bad. This is bad. This is bad for black. There's so many threats. Don't even know which one will start. There's so many threats. This is bad. Wow. This is bad, huh? This is really bad. This is very bad.
Check.
Yeah. Then you cannot go here because there's this other check.
Check.
Jesus Christ.
Painful.
Is this?
Very painful.
Check.
And now this rook is coming to be sacked. Oh, all right. Yeah, still winning. And please note, the black queen is seemingly looking out of action because of the knight. The knight is blockading the queen. His own pawn. So right now we are seeing two threats, and this threat is mating or taking this or taking the knight. Very painful. So black resigns.
So you're 3.5 up, eh?
So Panchol leading with 3.5. Githinji feeling very squeezed. You think he must be very angry at this point? I mean, he started by teaching Panchol where to resign. Now it's not looking good at all. So anyway, guys, let's see how this goes.
Check. Check.
So now Githinji playing more emotionally. I mean, this line is new. I've not seen this yet. More aggressive, more attacks. I think that could help him. I've played Panchol before. I may not be better than him, but of course I've won some few games against him. And I think the best way to deal with Panchol is to be very aggressive because he's also very smart on the board and is not. The kind of chess he plays is dynamic. He keeps changing things on the board. He's not more theoretical, he's more tactical. So if you can also be tactical like him, possibilities of you doing well are very high. Book moves don't really work on him, really, because he's not usually on the main lines. So right now you've seen both sides castle. I mean, it only happens when Githinji is playing white. You see Panchol castling on the short side. So right now, what's happening on the board? So we are seeing a scenario where the minor pieces are both knights. The pawn structures are more or less like a mirror. I think at this point, black is equalizing. White was looking better. But I think after those knight moves and the pawn advancements on the queen side have made white look much better. So now the plan for black is to attack this pawn. So we are seeing a possibility of rook c8. We are seeing possibilities of e5, but this square is heavily attacked by white. So, because after this, you're able to advance further and pick out this knight. Because I mean, that wouldn't happen after this battery. Now this is bad, eh? We're also seeing a possibility of the queen coming behind this pawn. This pawn might fall.
Okay.
This pawn is not looking happy. The pawn is not happy at all. Maybe the only way to keep this pawn safe, which is very passive if you ask me, yeah, that move was coming, is playing the knight behind, yet it's so passive. I mean, you don't play that as white, but I think Githinji is forced to do it, because giving this pawn means giving the game. Because after that exchange, we go to the end game. Those rooks fall. All the rooks are out of the board. Now we have the knight and the queen. If you exchange the queens, I mean, it's lost for white. So yeah, that looks okay now. But with the knight behind, trust me, Githinji is not happy. He knows that this pawn is gonna be the decider of this game. So that knight is planning to maneuver.
Oh God.
The most best squares for the knights are either on the on the f file, on f5, or g6. Of course, kicking out one defender, which is the knight. But now the problem with that move is it can be exchanged by the knight. So Panchol chooses the other square g6, and now maybe this is coming or this. Most probably knight e. Yes. Wow, this is not looking so good. Please note that pushing the pawn to c4 is a blunder by black. So officially, the pawn has fallen, and we are now looking at the end game. Trust me, because now after the rook exchanges, which I think Panchol wants, if you ask me, Panchol wants to exchange. He wants to go to the end game. I mean, he's a pawn up. If he can hold that advantage longer, he can win the game. So Githinji wants to hold on to more pieces, which is good for him, I think. So we are seeing a pawn here under fire and possibilities of queen to d1. Panchol is serious about winning this game. Now I think it's forced. Or is it? Yeah. I think Githinji has blundered. Oh my God. Yeah, he's blundered. He should have taken the queen.
Okay. Well played, well played. Let me take a break. 2-minute break, eh?
Yeah.
So,
He needs the break, clearly. He does. It's becoming a whitewash. So I'll also take a break. Panchol is very happy. So I'll also take a 2 minutes break. In the meantime, you can listen to this music. 2 minutes break for sure.
You ready?
Hi, Bucks.
I'm ready. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Let's do it.
So thanks guys for being patient with me. So I'm back. So game 7 is on. Of course, Panchol leading with 4.5 points. Githinji lagging with 1.5 points. So let me go straight into the game. I've missed a lot, I know. So F5 played, of course, trying to open up that diagonal. I doubt Panchol will pick. It will be the worst blunder I've seen so far, because it would lead to a windmill. But of course, he can't take. His rating does not allow him. Right now we are seeing a different kind of play by Githinji. I've not seen this kind of a position yet. He successfully managed not to castle and have a good attack on the king side. I really like this rook. It's looking beautiful there. I don't know why he's giving the pawn, but of course it comes with a lot of tactics. You cannot take the pawn on f5, because if you take the pawn on f5, now you allow a very nice attack by the knight and the rook coordinating. Alright, so Mukhtar Sheikh Noor says Githinji needs to pull up his socks. Yeah, I agree. He's making very technical blunders, especially in very technical positions, like the one he lost previously. I mean, gave him a knight, and I mean, in this position you don't give anything. In these cages, they're filled with a lot of tension. Wow, I like that knight move. Of course, threatening that, and of course threatening knight, and allowing for the queen to get some play on the queen side. So taking here will not be a very good idea. Yeah, so you're getting your queen into some nice squares, but just promising. I'm not seeing a mate yet. I can't see a mating pattern, but I can see the kind of turmoil it creates on white. expect white to use a lot of time on these positions, because now you don't know is it gonna be the knight, is it gonna be the queen. Your queen cannot come to g2. Yeah, you can never just be sure. So right now maybe taking here looks like the move, because you don't wanna lose the pawn. Oh, we are seeing a sack, but how effective is it? Because if he takes check, you block with the knight. Oh, all right. Yeah, of course, planning to bring. Okay, I think Panchol has an idea. Play away, then bring queen to h2 in case of a check, and then the attack is kind of dead. But remember, Githinji always has this bishop here as compensation for the sack he made. But I don't know if it's enough compensation. But if he manages to take the pawn on e4, he has some very good attack. He has some very promising bishop here. So I think black is still fine. But it's not clear, because we do not have enough time to bring this rook. There is no enough time, considering this is our pawn, but we wish it was not there. That pawn that you wish it wasn't yours, here it is. Yeah, Githinji has an attack, but it's not bringing something yet. Because I'm sure if Panchol plays queen h2, now we are happy. I'm getting a lot of noise from one of the players. I think it's Panchol's phone. But it's alright, we can work with it. Sorry for that vibration I can hear in the background. Yeah, Githinji will lose a lot of time on this position. But now it's Panchol's turn. So Githinji castles, of course, trying to bring the rook into action. But I think Githinji is forced to check. If he doesn't check, he gets nothing. So here he needs to. I don't know why he gave the pawn. I wouldn't have given this pawn, really. I wouldn't have given the pawn if I was him. But anyway, for those who've never played any cage match, there's a lot of tension, a lot of expectations. Guys are watching your games. They expect you to play GM moves, but we're human beings. We make these mistakes. I think after those exchanges of the queen, white is okay. If you ask me, white is winning, because now black has just so many problems to deal with. Yeah, there are so many problems to deal with. It's bad. I think Githinji wouldn't have castled yet. You take the pawn, or rather you check immediately, then wait, you check with the queen on h4, then you take the pawn, because now what was the threat of playing? Anyway, it's okay. Panchol wants to just win this game, and I think he's going to do that. Githinji has the time problem and the position problem, so it's bad. Take with rook. D6 pawn is given. I'm not seeing an immediate threat by black, not in the near future. But maybe after knight. Does it come with anything? No, it doesn't have anything. But chess has miracles. You could see someone just blunder a piece and everything changes, But I don't expect that right now. Alright. So we could be seeing a possible 5.5 by Panchol at this point. I don't know if the increment on 3+2 will play a big role in improving Githinji's game. We'll see. But remember, these guys are playing 16 games in total. So whoever gets to 8.5 fast wins the match. They don't need to finish the cage. And so far, Panchol is looking like the better player. And that could just mean he could be the one winning this cage. And just like the polls predicted, Panchol has 6 votes. Githinji has 5, meaning Panchol is the most likely winner. So far, we've held very many cages, and the predictions are always right. So this could be a very big threat to Githinji at this time. She should have promoted the pawn. But time pressure by both players. But I don't see how Githinji is getting anything here. All right. Of course, guys who are supporting Githinji are not happy at how things are turning out. Oh my god. Oh my god. Panchol loses on time. Interesting. That's
this is luck.
No,
So it is.
that is theft right
It's
there.
just theft.
That is theft right there. I agree. But how do you lose that position?
Let's go for breaks.
No, we still have. What's the score?
One more game, I think.
I think it's already 8. Titus, what is the score? I think it's already 8.
Let me join in.
I think it's
Hi guys, it's you guys are remaining with one more game.
One more game, eh?
Yes, you're remaining
one
with one
more game. Then we go
what
to
is
break.
The score? What is the score?
The score.
What is the score, Titus?
4.5.
I'm giving you 4.5, 2.5. You're leading with
4.5, 2.5. Okay, so one game.
So all the best, guys. One more game. Okay.
One more.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why?
One more game.
Githinji is suffering.
Yeah.
You know that feeling where you win on time, but you know you lost.
You're offline.
So I think I'll eat after this one more game. I'll eat during the break. Anyway,
4.5.
This is the last game they're playing.
4.5, 3.5. No, 2.5.
2.5.
Yeah. Send a rematch.
Send me the links.
You're not even
Send me
online.
the links.
Let me
Send me another game.
I'm sure South Sudanese are very proud of Panchol at this point. Really outclassing Githinji.
What side was I last? Black, eh?
But this is chess. Chess is usually a very dynamic game. You can never determine who will win at this point, because you never know what will happen in 3+2. But so far, very tight match, interesting to watch. And now we are on the last game of 5+0, and Githinji doing very well, fighting down there. Panchol, so far so good. We are seeing a variation a line that we've not seen before since they started. So Githinji is variating. It's usually something you do, especially when you're losing. You want to imagine these guys are prepared very well on you. And I think Panchol has done a very good job preparing for Githinji. So right now we're still in the opening. A lot of developmental move. Don't expect so much in the opening unless someone does something so outrageous. But right now I'm just seeing knights, the minor pieces developing. you expect casting very early. Basic chess, right now there's not much happening. Just positioning your pieces in the right square, then you see action in the middle game. These players were usually rated 2000, 2100, 2200 up there. They're very good prepped in their openings, so the minor challenges usually come in the end game, or rather someone when they play something that is not usual in the opening. That's when you'll see like serious attacks in the opening. But so far I'm not seeing much. But after the queen to c7, now I'm seeing there's a lot happening right there. Notice that the knight had to come back to protect this pawn, because it wouldn't be reasonable to castle short for white. So Panchol going for king side attack. I don't expect Githinji to castle there really. I think I would have played this instead, but it's okay. Yeah, because finally the bishop is coming here. Yeah, so this is just giving black too much tempo, because now after this, yeah, you see now the problem. I think Githinji is tired, or he's not tired. Panchol is doing very well. Okay, so Panchol is not taking the pawn on g2 yet. Did it have a problem taking the pawn? Okay. I don't know why he did take the pawn. I think Panchol Baglan taking the pawn was fundamental. I mean, that's basic. Because now after taking the pawn, your knight stays on f4 with confidence. Now it's been kicked out by the pawn he should have taken. Quite sad. But anyway, someone said earlier, or other chess players know, when you're out here, you see so much. But when you're on the board, the threats are so many. It's... So right now, you're seeing Panchol giving a pawn. Or does it come with something? All right. So King b1 will be played at some point, because I'm sure the black queen is at some point coming to a5. So you expect a rook to f1. Oh, okay. Githinji wants it on a1. Okay. You also expect some move. The queen could use queen g6, but maybe as an intermezzo. Maybe it's too early. It's too early. Yeah, but now we are seeing a possibility of doubling up here. That move was coming. I expected it, forcing the king to play to b1. I think this is the right time for black to counter the rook on e2, because if he allows this doubling up, he's allowed the battle. Okay. Because I'm not seeing much. What happens after c4? You take. If he takes, you take. Oh, but you can't take because you'll lose the knight will be attacked by the rook and the queen, so you can't take. Yeah. But still, okay, yeah. If he takes, you take. Pushing here, wait, if he pushes further, because he has some support here, it could also be an idea. Because if you take, if he takes with bishop, then we are seeing a mate threat. on e1. I think he should have pushed c3. c3 looks like a move to consider. I would have pushed c3. Yeah. I don't like rook to c1. I think Panchol has missed something. Yeah. Panchol definitely has missed a move. That pawn was stronger than he thought. Maybe he forgot he has a bishop on h8. That pawn was so strong, it didn't need support of the c7 rook. So right now we are seeing a scenario where this queen is pinning the pawn on b2, and this pawn is under fire by the bishop. Explains maybe why the knight has been played here, even though still it was protected by the queen, so I don't see much. But obviously black is seemingly looking to have a better attack in this position than white. So you might see another win by Panchol, but it could be so early for me to say. So this could be a forced exchange, but now the problem with the exchange is that it brings some nasty attack on d1. Because after this check, if you allow it, there's queen a1 coming after you go to c2, and it's matish. Alright, so queen has to come back. You cannot allow this check. So now Panchol wants to force it. Yeah, but it will be a good idea to accept that check. This Panchol has this attack on this pawn with the knight and the queen, but it wouldn't work right now to exchange. It can't work right now. You cannot even take with queen, because if you do, you allow queen d1 check, and now this knight is folding. Please, not even queen e4 is not a possibility. Even queen e4 doesn't work.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
All right. So what's the idea? I think Githinji was intending to bring queen to e7, but maybe Panchol has those ideas also. Yeah. But it doesn't work. The fact that black has queen d1 check, you can never remove this queen. Now there's that check, then comes rook to that, and I think still the queen cannot leave here, because we're talking about a mate. It could be a draw if they keep doing that. Could be a draw by threefold, but I'm not seeing why. Okay, Githinji wants to go for the time problem issue thing. Okay, yeah. Then he can play queen here. Yes, but nothing conclusive yet. Nothing to be happy about. Now remember, there is this threat. There will always be a problem because both kings are exposed, and as much as you're attacking, no, I think white is better. Okay, check, you take. Queen here doesn't work. The knight is better, I agree. Rook check. Oh, he's missed. Rook check was working. Rook check. So Panchol is losing on time. So far he's shown that he's not good with time management. Yeah, so Wow, Githinji closing the gap slightly.
Right.
So there's only 1 point up.
3-1.
So it's 3-4, and
Okay.
still Panchol leading though. So these guys are gonna go for a break. Let me talk to them. Give me a
3-1.
minute.
Yeah.
10,
4-1.
3.5.
4.5, 3.5.
Sawa,
3.5,
Githinji.
4.5.
Yeah.
Githinji, you are lucky.
All
You
right,
are
guys,
lucky. You are lucky.
you can take a break. You can take a break for 10 minutes. Then we resume at
You are lucky.
10:35.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All the best.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Let's play with you all the distance.
I'm sorry.
This is my door. Just play the game.
What?
I'm not going to
I've stolen my games.
Yeah, you have stolen my games actually. But this is all about Blitz. In Blitz, and Blitz anything can happen. It's not necessary to win and all. Yeah.
3?
Thanks, nice play. We come after 10 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, fine. 10 minutes is 3.
3 plus, yeah.
10:35. 10:35, eh?
10? Yeah. 10:35, 10:36. Yeah, 10:36. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so these guys will be off for 10 minutes.
What is the score, Kirega? What is the score?
Oh,
Kirega.
Panchol, you can hear me?
Kirega,
Can you hear me now?
what is the score?
It is 4.5, 3.5.
Yeah? I'm getting you. What is the score?
4.5 against 3.5.
Who is leading, me or Githinji?
You are leading. Let me type on the group though.
Who is leading? Is it me or Githinji?
You are leading.
I'm asking who.
You are leading.
So, at least now.
You mean you don't know you are leading?
Let me try. Let me play now. There's an increment, so I'll not be.
Yeah. Now, there's that element, by the way. Yes, sure. Okay, all the best. We'll talk after the match.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's give them 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So as they take a break, let me also take a break. So allow us to resume in 10 minutes. So they'll be coming back at 10:36. 10:36, they said.
Hey. No, I think kita adu wo time because it's supposed to be draw supposed to junior supposed to pick the junior jam we are draw go by watch. Yeah, exactly. But they exactly. So anti pueda pole but come antioco dia am de ro we dia come tioco quel man come tioco dia. Yeah. The problem then man tioco never one of this on my side. Never do we come on. Yeah. So So I know
Apologies, Bana. I was not on. I'm really sorry, guys. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, people. I've just seen your comment. Thanks, Mukhtar Sheikh Noor. I was off by mistake. I thought I was on. I'm really sorry, guys. Really, 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 really sorry. Yeah. Someone has just called me even to inform me. I've seen. Oh, all right. Sorry, guys, for that. I didn't know it was off. But I'm back now. So I was just analyzing the games for myself. Anyway, so we have a drawing position. I'm really sorry, Bakinjeri, and everyone else who is watching. So we have 4.5 on both players. Githinji closing in the gap. And Panchol is not happy, definitely. I mean, he was obviously doing very well. Until that last blunder. So let me go back into the game. I hope now you can hear me. I hope I'm back. And what do we have here? So if you guys have noticed, Githinji has changed how he's playing. Clearly, he's not playing what he was playing earlier. But there's this thing about Panchol being white. He always wants to castle the opposite side. So right now we are seeing a threat where the queen and the bishop are attacking the pawn on e3. Definitely threats of pinning the queen to the king. Honestly, I don't know how to stop that. You just remove the king and this pawn has to fall. But Githinji wants to take with the queen, possibly wanting to exchange because now he's a pawn up. It's interesting how these guys who are rated 2200 plus, or rather people who understand chess very well, they understand the power of pawns. So being a pawn up simply means having a lot of advantage. Just a pawn up is enough for these guys to convert. And I think Panchol does not want to exchange. That's why you want to keep your queen on the board. This queen has to maintain this diagonal because this rook is attacking the bishop. And we are seeing a scenario where now we don't know, or rather I don't know, but it won't work. Yeah, the rook cannot go there immediately. But if it was asked, we'll wish it was on the h3 square. So right now we'll see a lot of attack on the queen because the queen is doing a lot of work protecting the bishop. We could even see this. Knight to d5 is looking very nice. I think knight d5 wins because it does two things. One, if you play knight to d5, no, knight d5 was better. You play knight to d5 and this bishop has to capture because the queen wants to maintain the diagonal when it's attacked by the knight, so once you take, now you have chances of bringing the other rook to h3, but the only way to do that is to kick out this bishop because you cannot go to h3 immediately. I doubt Panchol will exchange the queens. I doubt. But maybe Panchol is afraid of this sack, which has nothing because he has a rook on that file. On that rank, sorry. Alright. But let's see. So Panchol is lagging on time. Yeah, so not exchanging the queens now gives him time to. So we are possibly going to see this queen maneuver. But still, there's a lot of threats on black's queen side. But I think after fianchettoing this bishop to g7, black is fine. So you expect this move. Yeah, or you can even take. Yeah, because it came with threats of taking to e7. And now white will have some questions to answer. Because even, I think I will even have played a move like f. Just to force the queen exchange. Yeah, that one was forcing a queen exchange. Now, so right now I think Githinji is trying to pressure Panchol into time. But I think the fact that he has an advantage of a pawn, he's likely to stick on it. And maybe try and wait for the end game. So that they could, he can see if he can get something out of it. But so far, black is fine. This bishop is doing the bishop on h7 is doing a very good job protecting him. I mean, black is just okay. All right. Guys, tell me there's audio. You can hear me? I can see Duke saying there's no audio. Is it back on? I'm sorry, guys. I think I not even turned it on correctly. I should be back. Yeah, so Panchol lagging on time. But with 3+2, you can never be so sure about having some time advantage. So we are seeing this, and now we are seeing these possibilities, but I'm still not seeing mate. Yeah. There's no mate here. So right now, he should have played immediately. Just maintain the queen on that diagonal. You can even come here or here.
Check.
Oh yeah, or even exchange those queens. Now this is one for black, but it's not yet guaranteed. I think C. Oh, painful. Yeah, you just take here, and then you still have this interesting check. And black is winning, and then you take the other pawn, and then you're threatening to take the other rook. Yeah, so what just happened? What just happened?
You blundered.
Okay.
What just happened? Oh my God, Githinji just blundered the rook. Oh my God, that is painful. Maybe I can reduce the background noise. Someone is saying the background noise is too much. It's coming from the players. Maybe I can mute them a bit. Allow me to do that. So maybe the audio can become clearer. All right. Wow, so Panchol leading. The gods are with him. So he's leading with 5 points and a half. And Githinji is having 4.5. Clearly, Panchol knows how close that was. You should take that as a lesson, or rather as a warning that things are not so good. So now, As usual, dynamic, different games. So right now we expect h3, then knight maneuver, f4. That should be it. That is if white does not take the knight. That should be the plan. All right, so he gives the bishop. And I think it's a blunder. Because now what do you do after exactly? What do you do after knight takes e5 exactly? So Panchol has blundered another pawn. Remember how delicate these pawns are. Giving pawns like that, especially when there's an increment, goes to tell you the kind of problems he will go through. Exactly, f4 and then f5 is coming, and he will have questions to answer. This is bad for black. Yeah, and he knows it. Whenever you're playing this kind of cages, because I've been here before, those pawns mean a lot to the game. And the kind of play these people are doing, especially the fact that they've staked some money, you can only imagine the pressure they're playing under. So plus the fact that guys are watching, and the fact that you want to play your best. So that pawn advantage means a lot. I don't know if pushing was the best move at that point, even though the pawn was under a lot of attack. Yeah, because I saw that coming. This pawn is becoming a bit lonely. The pawn on c, it might fall after this move. But of course, I'm talking about the move being played after you rescue this knight. Yes. So this, is that possible? Rook g3 looks fine to me. I mean, even though there is this attack, but it's not conclusive, because you can even sack. I would play rook. I'd play rook g3. Yeah, because it's bringing the ideas of sack. You can always play bishop f4 in case you're worried. But right now, I think Panchol will have to play bishop f6. It looks like the only logical move here. Trying to do other funny things. What happens if you sack? You sack here, check. No, you sack check and then queen check, and he should have sacked, I think. You sack check, he has to take with queen. Then queen check, and then you push the pawn. Am I seeing my own things? I would have sacked. Then answer the questions later. It just feels like winning. Should have sacked. Now the position is unclear. Because now Panchol, no, he can't break now. But he can first challenge this. But challenging this bishop looks like taking is not a good idea. Yeah. Maybe queen to f4. No, queen to f4. Was there a tactic? Because now, don't forget that the queen is attacking the rook, as even though it's indirectly. should have played a move that is supposed to go back. Or play a move like okay, I wouldn't have moved really. Okay. Githinji is playing so careful, if you ask me. He's being too cautious. And maybe he wants to maintain the position because he's looking clearly better. But there's a threat of giving, as much as, because of course you have to note that Panchol has equalized by taking the pawn on a3. So the only advantage Githinji had at that point was the attack he had on the king side, or rather which he still have, but it's not so lucrative. And now the pawn up he had, but now right now it's all about initiative. I feel he has some attack, but it's not coming clear because Panchol can always equalize. I think right now Panchol should try and double up on this file, and he might be fine. Now you see problems there. He has to move. Why? Okay, yeah, he has to move there because of this. He has to play queen e1, and he's out of time. Oh my god, chef. So Panchol has 6.5. 2 games to victory. He only needs 2 games. Githinji needs 4 games. That's a lot. But you never know. Still, it's not yet over. So right now Githinji playing very fast. 3+2 is usually very tricky to play. Because sometimes you might have the notion there's time, then there's no time. Okay. So they moved knight to g4. Yeah, I was attacking the pawn on b2. But Panchol has seen it. So I'm seeing a scenario where the knight might maneuver back to e5, or rather he chose the other knight. I don't know what he'll do about this. It still has nothing much. But this knight is forcing issues here. Notice that this bishop is being protected by these 2 knights. So this move intends to undermine one attacker, and it has successfully by taking the knight on f3. So this is forced. You have to take, I think, or it's not forced, because I think a6 is coming. Alright, so bishop a6. I think a6 was better, because now what do you do after this fork? Oh, he takes. It's an equal exchange. Yeah, there's nothing much. This game looks quiet. A lot of exchanges, of course. Sorry, the pawn on b2 under fire by the bishop. This threat doesn't work, or so it seems. I don't think it's working because he takes. Then you play rook here, and this pawn is falling. Or he gets some compensation if you take. No, I think he should have pushed. Oh, but it wouldn't have worked. Yeah, so Panchol has played nicely there. So I think you have to take that knight. Do you want this knight to go to c6? Because I think Panchol should play knight to c6 if the bishop doesn't take. It looks, yeah, I think I would also take. But now I feel like rook to c5 was a better candidate. Yeah. But Githinji had to prepare it. Maybe the threat is b4. Because if Panchol allows rook to c8, it's gonna be bad. So maybe you want to exchange, or just push. Yeah. Oh, you want to take. So this kind of little imbalances are the ones that change how the endgame is gonna be. Because now we are seeing a scenario where white has two pawns against one, as much as black has a pawn on c5. But notice the pawn structures. We are now in the endgame, and here what is gonna matter is how you control your pawns, when you push them. Because I don't expect to see mates. So right now it's who's gonna get their rooks on the 7th rank or the 2nd rank, and who's gonna control their pawns better. Who's going to maintain a better pawn structure? King positions. Right now you can see both kings have not moved, but soon I'm expecting them to start moving. Yes. But maybe not moving into the open spaces. They'll be moving with the pawns they hide behind. So I don't know why Panchol removed that, maybe with the intention of pushing. But I don't know why he's allowing the queen to come to d5. I would have played queen d5. But Panchol wants to exchange. Remember, if Panchol manages to exchange the queens, he will get his pawn on c4 and kind of have a drawish kind of endgame. Because this little imbalance of 2 pawns against 1, and then these are 6 pawns against 5, are the determinants. But honestly, I feel it's still drawish. I think Githinji is planning to play rook b4. a3 is not playable. Let me not even analyze. All right. King forced to go back. Rook to b4. Rook to b4 looked better, unless that's a piece that has fallen on the wrong square. I don't see why. Oh, okay. Then rook to b4. Because why is Panchol putting the queen on the light square? Because now you can push a4. No, Githinji, you push a4. Opportunity lost. Githinji should stop playing quickly. He still has a lot of time. Exactly. I like this idea. Bringing queen to f. Yeah. That looks like something you want to do. And then you can even play your queen here. just to keep his queen tied up somewhere, you know. I'm expecting a move like that, and I'm also expecting queen here. Yeah. Unless Githinji gives him a piece. Yeah, so Githinji is holding this pawn hostage, intending to play g4. Now, if he does that, the attack could be successful. So that pawn push is attacking h7. Be mindful of that, and of course taking the pawn on h5. But Panchol may be wanting a draw. But I think after this check and he takes this pawn, alright, so I think now Panchol might have some questions to answer after this check. Exactly. Yeah, that's a mate. I saw that coming. He should have kept checking. Yeah, that's quite. That's painful. Eh? It's painful to watch. Yeah, Githinji saw the mate. It's interesting that Githinji is closing in. Whoever is gonna win this is gonna be very slim. I think 1 point difference. So far, Githinji is trying to reduce the gap. He's doing a good job holding Panchol. But Panchol looks like the favorite, clearly. By the mere fact that he might win 2 games in a row as he's been doing earlier. So E5 was not there early in the previous game. Will Githinji take with en passant? No. D4. So now, as usual, I don't expect Panchol to cancel short. But it so happens when he's playing black, Panchol is castling short. He only does long castling, like we've noted, when he's playing white. But when he's playing black, he's rarely castling long. So let's see. Of course, the bishop has moved. Githinji does not want to exchange the dark squared bishop. Panchol really coming hard on the king side. Maybe with the ideas of... Oh, he takes with the knight. Okay. I think Panchol wants to maintain the knight. He feared the exchange by the bishop. Yeah, e5 was coming. Panchol may decide not to castle. Because he has not committed where he's putting his king yet. As much as Githinji has committed. But this pawn storming by black, it still doesn't have enough attack. It doesn't have enough pieces. This knight is not enough. The queen does not have enough space. The dark squared bishop is doing a very good job. Finally, Panchol has castled long. Now, I expect this bishop to come into this diagonal. Yeah, but this knight has come to stop this bishop because there are possibilities. They're not fighting for this diagonal. There should be a war here. So this is what is going to determine a lot in terms of the attack happening here. So f5, f3 coming. It looks nasty. So if Githinji respond to f3 or push b5. So we have b5, eh? And then b6 is coming. And then you take, he pushes this pawn. Yeah. Now we are hoping to see a sack at some point. So Panchol wants to play here, threatening mate and threatening to exchange. the queens. I don't know how a plan that is, but Githinji has allowed this bishop to get some mating space, or rather to be sacked. So we are seeing a lot happening. Remember that Githinji is kind of ignoring black, but this knight is going to do a very good job. This knight is so annoying. It is so annoying. You have to remove queen, but you have to worry about this. After queen plays, oh yeah, so he has to take the pawn. Wow, this is not looking good. It's not looking so good because there's this check. Yeah, that piece was hanging. Yeah, he had to give something. Bishop push, pawn push, sorry. Bishop check doesn't work. Or does it? No, it doesn't work. It's just painful to play knowing you're a piece down. It's just painful to play. He has to play queen here. Maybe he wants even to sack rook, but it's just trying to see if maybe you might get something out of there. That is if black doesn't take this pawn. Yeah. And this is lost for black. Githinji suffering badly. Yeah. Time, position, a bishop and a pawn down. It's bad. Yeah, it's quite bad. Yeah. You know you lose. Yeah, you lose that. Now Panchol is now a rook up and a pawn up. Yeah. And all white pawns are lonely. Sad. So Panchol has 7.5. He only needs one win to win this cage. So this could be the determinant game. So Githinji is playing a very tricky kind of situation where you know your opponent needs one game only to win, and then he takes the cage. Panchol had mentioned that if he wins this cage, he will challenge Medhu, but we'll see how that goes. He earlier mentioned that he's only afraid of Medhu and Githinji, and if he wins Githinji, he's gonna try and challenge Medhu. But I think Medhu is in another class, honestly speaking. But let's leave that to the cage. You never know what might happen, but Medhu will have a better chance against Panchol, in my opinion, though. So I think instead of that works. The knight on g5. It's looking ambitious, but this might lead to a position I think we saw earlier, where this knight will be attacked. If we go back to h6, then Panchol will take the knight. And then they will open up this file. But that is just if. So h5 has been played to allow e3. Otherwise, there's no way he could have played e3, because now the knight would have been left hanging. And so that knight will go there. We might see this take, but right now it's risky. Panchol cannot do that. It will just be too risky. But on the other hand, yeah, we will see. I'm seeing hopes. No. I think I should have exchanged. No, I think I could have played here. I don't expect to see Githinji castling. Take it. Oh, okay. Okay. I think now we'll see bishop d7. Oh, okay. I think bishop d7 was very decent. Threatening to take queen, forcing exchange of the bishop, and then allowing castling. I don't know why he did what he did. Why take the pawn? You're just wasting time. Plus, you're even allowing him to have an open file, give him ideas, tactics. You know? Because now, a lot is about to happen on this file and this file. Panchol might be winning if he uses these two files correctly. And I think he's gonna do it. This other rook is coming. Githinji does not have enough. He does not have enough attack on Panchol. So Panchol just needs to maintain the pressure and add more pieces here. Include more attackers. But Githinji might get some counterplay, but it really doesn't seem to work. So let's take here. You can't take. This has to be a very stressful game, maybe for both players. They all know it's the determining game, and nerves are high. Of course, taking a loss in this kind of cages is not easy. Githinji is he has to collect himself. I honestly thought that Panchol will take the queen, but his move is quite interesting because now he creates a battery. Yeah, Githinji wants to secure that square. So as much as Githinji is a pawn up, it doesn't feel like he is a pawn up because he's defending as we speak. So maybe he wants to put rook here. I don't know how good that will do to his position. But now what does he do after this move? Or even that. Can he take this knight? Because of course he's under fire. It's not looking so good. But let's hope that Panchol sees it's not it's a free piece here, he has to take. So question is, what is he taking with? Bishop or rook? I think take with bishop. But will Githinji take the pawn? It looks really dangerous to take this pawn. But this game will just lie on this file and this. Unless Panchol exchanges everything, that's the only time Black will be safe and win the game. But as far as these attacks are still there, I think having the queens on the board is the only thing that's keeping Panchol having a good attack. I think if Black manages to exchange the queens, he should be fine. So now we are seeing this attack, which still is quite empty. And this, maybe Panchol should consider doubling up, but I don't know if he has enough time. Okay. Does it have much? Okay, Githinji refuses the exchange. Now here I think it's looking forcing. Please note, this bishop is so important to black. I'm not seeing it being exchanged anytime soon. It is just so important. But now it might be exchanged because the rook has come to help support the p7 pawn. This can also be pushed, but it looks risky. But I think bishop attacking here looks good. But now the bishop is stopping this check. So it's not moving there anytime soon. There's a lot of time pressure. Black defending so much. Maybe expect to see queen here. Yeah, exactly that. Exchanging, now forcing exchanges. Take. I think when there's time pressure, Githinji kind of stands a better chance. But we can never be so sure. Knight hoping to come here, attacking this pawn. With a check, king goes back. Knight attacking the bishop. Bishop attacking this pawn. Panchol also having some good attack. This pawn is coming to undermine the castling position. Bishop attacking the knight. Exactly, take back. I think even Githinji can exchange at this point. There's no time to really think so much, but a free pawn given here. Pawn push expected, exactly. And king where? Just take the knight. Alright, that's a good move. Githinji is playing very well. With this time pressure. Rook up. Alright. Bishop check. King to the side. Of course, we don't want to go into a pin. This square under attack. Bishop may be coming here. Not looking so good. However, you can even play. Yeah. Please note, black has a back rank. Here he has pushed here. He saw the back rank. So now it's no longer there. Alright. I think instead of that, he should have just played b5. Githinji playing under tension. Push this and then push that. And then rook d2 coming. Yeah, it's not looking good for Panchol either. Panchol can take this pawn. So that after the check, that push is coming. Yes. This pawn push looks very dangerous. Maybe more dangerous than Panchol's. Because remember, yeah, his looks more dangerous, if you ask me. Take. If he pushes, check, and then check with the bishop, and you're taking this pawn. Yeah. No, you should have checked here. Oh, that's a blunder by Githinji, because now this pawn is promoting. Githinji is lost. This is painful to watch. It is so painful to watch. Wow. I thought he was better. Anyway, this is chess. So the score is the event is over. The thing is over. Hello, you can hear me now? Can you hear me? The match is over. Yes. You win. Congratulations, Panchol, bana. I think as usual, the polls have decided. I don't know what happens, but every time people vote, they're always right. They kind of gave Panchol 2.2 votes higher. It seems there's something these people know. Eh? Let me see what. Yeah. Hey, that was tight though. Very tight games. But I think also Githinji blundered at some points. I think the second last game you gave him, and even in the last game, I think you were winning. You just needed to. Yeah. But I think also time pressure. You know, time is a piece. Yeah. He's going to celebrate. No, he's going to celebrate. You know these things, bana. but you. Oh, you want to play Mehul over the weekend? Okay. Okay. Yes, Panchol. Yes, I can hear you. I don't know why I'm not clear to you, but Githinji can hear me. Yes. Yeah, the match is over. Yes. So have a nice sleep as you celebrate. All right, guys. Sawa. Sawa, basi. You guys have a nice one. Take care. Have a good night. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you for watching our cage for tonight. We shall have more tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Tomorrow is. Wait, when is tomorrow? I'll communicate. We're having more cages coming our way. Thank you very much for those who are watching. In case you want to be caged with anyone, you can always find me on WhatsApp or Facebook. Look for Prox Chess House, or you can even call me and you can arrange a cage. Thank you very much. It's been very interesting to watch those matches, and have a good night. Bye. And by the way, don't forget to like our video and support any way you can, because we do these cages for free. We don't charge anything, but usually the staked amount is between the players. So we only help to stream the event and to mobilize guys to watch chess, and also improve uh, the viewership of chess, because chess is a growing match, or rather growing game, and we want more guys playing the game. Thank you guys, and have a good night. See you.